Hey guys, RC here, and today we have Cobra 29. Aaron, this is your Cobra 29. He he messaged me a couple weeks ago and he was like, man, I want a radio, but he likes to travel a lot and he just wanted something, just to be on the road, talk to people and stuff like that. So we kind of set him up with this. This is one of my new old stock Cobra 29s, whatnot. It's a 2012 model. Has all the mods done to it. So we have variable power on the RF gain, VFO wind-up on channel 9 switch. This is not a noise toy. Essentially, you go off frequency and come back on frequency, and it makes this kind of like pew sound. Mostly used for talk and skip, stuff like that. Another thing, if you're so close to somebody who you're talking to, they won't be able to hear it. So just kind of wanted to explain that. I get lots of questions about that. Anyway, variable power, VFO wind-up, wide LED in the meter. We did the transmit mods, receive mods, and we kind of tuned this down a little bit less than what I usually do, just because of this. So this is a KL203, and we'll just kind of go over what he got. He got the radio, amplifier. He wanted a 8-gauge power cord. He wanted it 6 foot long. We made him one to where it's 8 foot long because he's going to run it in his mobile. I just wanted to make sure he had enough wire. He wanted a fuse on it. I have the fuses here. I'm going to supply him a fuse for it so he can kind of put it where he wants to. He actually bought a 6 foot RG400 jumper as well. And with that, I kind of did something a little bit more convenient for him. We'll kind of talk to you about the hookups on the back. So this jumper right here is probably maybe a 2 foot jumper, and it's just going from here to the radio itself. You will not have to disconnect this one, really, for anything. Let's just go over some things. The power cord for the amplifier, I actually put this on a XT40 connector, not 40, XT60 connector, and it's made into the harness for the power cord for the radio in itself. So everything just runs off this one power cord. And for some reason, like, hey, you don't want the amplifier, or you want to take it off the radio, you can just unplug it from there. And actually, you can use that harness for anything if you if you want to hook something up that has nothing to do with radio. As long as you just got that connector, it would work. So let's kind of make sure I've gone through everything. Oh, OFC cable, oxygen-free copper cable, 8 gauge. I think that's it, actually. All right, we'll just get right to it. Carrier all the way down. We'll show you the average power swing. This is on a 50-watt slug. This is just the radio. Basically key nothing. Show you average power swing. Oh, about 8 bird or 8 RMS. Turn up 12 o'clock. Gives you about a little over 2.5 watt carrier. Oh, still about an 8 to 9 bird. Turn it wide open. Gives us just a half a watt under 8, 7.5 watts. Oh, so we'll go to the peak power. If I can hold this microphone. There we go. Now we'll flip it over here to peak. Still looking at the middle scale. Audio, radio, audio, radio, audio, radio, audio, radio, audio. So 30 watts PEP. All right, so we'll just kind of get through this. All you'll have to do is flip this on. You won't have to mess with the switch. That's another thing I did to this radio. I did not drill any holes to mount this in the radio. Essentially, we have double-sided 3M tape. So, hey, if you decide you want a different radio, all you gotta do is take this off. Say you want to slap it on a 148, you can put it on a 148. Just make sure all the carrier, your carrier and stuff is appropriate. And if you want to talk on sideband, you have a sideband delay. But for this radio, you're just going to keep it on AM. We'll get right to it. So let's set the carrier real quick on a 50 watt slug. There we go. I would run it about right there. Essentially about, what would you call that, 10, 11 o'clock. That's where you would really want to keep that carrier at for this. I wouldn't dead key more than 10 watts overall. Alright, I'll show you average power swing. Oh, in the corner, 50 watts. So I actually want to flip it up to times 2. So this 50 watt slug is actually reading as 100. We're still on average power, so we'll be reading the bottom scale. Audio, radio, it's getting with it, 80 watts RMS. So we're actually going to pull this slug out, and we're going to put in a 250 watt slug for peak. So now we're reading the top scale peak power. Audio, radio, audio, radio, audio, radio, audio, radio. 150 watts PEP. Aaron, I think you'll like it. It was kind of different. Never kind of done this setup, but it's worked out best. It turned out pretty well. Like I said, you'll have a little tiny jumper I'm providing to you free of charge with it, and with your connection right here. Yeah, there we go. With your connection right here, this is how you can unplug the amp, you know, period. But it's still all in the same 8 gauge harness. And then on the back, we can show it. That's where you'll plug it into the radio. I appreciate the business, Aaron. Man, it's been kind of busy over here, but we're pretty much caught up for the moment. Hey, if anybody would like any radio work, shoot me a text, 423-380-9256, and I'll get with you as soon as I can. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you on the flip. We'll see you. Bye-bye-bye.